Good morning, everybody. Welcome. It's Dina. Today is Friday. It is May 9th, and I am excited to share with you that I have completed another monthly requirement that I set for myself. Every month, I like to put 500 stitches in some of my big projects that I'm pushing to a finish, and one of those is Nativity. And I put in a lot of stitches in Nativity this week. I started back on the 6th and I put 351 stitches in it that day. Yesterday I put 568 stitches in it, and I haven't even counted the stitches today. But I am so excited to share this with you because I finished the manger. So here you go. All the stitching has been done on the manger, and except the back stitching, all the cross stitching is done. So now this inside is complete minus back stitching, and I've back stitched down to about right here. I've done her face and I've done the angel's clothing. So now I have to start his clothing, her clothing, and the manger, the wheat, all the little wheat pieces around there, to get the back stitching done. So the next thing I have to do on this will be back stitching, and then I can start working on finishing the border, and I'll be finished with it. So finishing it this year is looking better and better, but I will tell you, that is pretty. I think it's a gorgeous piece. I really do. And even without back stitching, it's pretty. The back stitching is just going to make it pop even more. But I tell you what, lovely, lovely piece. I'm so excited about getting it to this point. All the cross stitching in the middle is done. Now I just have to back stitch it. And then I can come and extend these borders down and across. And then I can put in the beads and the metallics. So hopefully this year for sure. I'm excited about doing that. So I wanted to share that with you. I'm about to get on a Zoom call with friends, and I've got to pull something real quick that I can work on that's easy to do when I'm talking to somebody on the phone. And so I'll get that situated, and I'll get busy chatting and stitching with my buddies. And I'm looking forward to that. Saturday is a stitching meetup and at the library, so I'm looking forward to seeing all my friends there as well. But in the meantime, until I'm able to share more stitching with you, happy stitching, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. Today is Saturday, May 10th, and I am just about ready to go over to the stitching meetup at the library this morning. I'm waiting on my friend Donna to get here. We're going to ride together today. And I thought I would come and share with you what I was able to accomplish last evening during my Zoom call and afterwards, because I kept stitching just a few minutes until I got this accomplished. But I have a finish to share with you. I finished my stocking for this month. These are 5 gold rings, or 5 golden rings, I think is the name of it. This is one of the 12 stockings from Annie Beez Christmas stockings for the 12 days of Christmas, and this is number 5. So in next month, in June, I will do number 6, and this is what that will look like. So I won't have to do 6 geese. I only have to do 1, which is great, because up until number 5, you've had to do the number of the items. So I'll remind you, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think they're very beautiful, very unique color scheme, and I think they're gorgeous. And I'm loving them on this dark fabric, even though they're a little muted. I think that gives them a totally different set. And then I'm planning on putting a beautiful fabric on the back that will make them pop. So That's my hope anyway. But now that is accomplished for the month. And so I can post this in my Determined Stitchers group and say, done. I have completed now all of my monthly requirements except one. I've done the 500 stitches in Nativity and Miss Christmas Eve. I've done my mostly my May section of Royal Games too. I'm going to take it with me. I think we're about to go to the beach soon, and I think I'm going to take it with me to be a daily work on. And then I had to start my ornament, which I not only started, I finished it. And I have 2 Whip Go calls, one of which I'm finished, and one I will start on Monday because it's Nativity Tiny Town. And that is my May Monday start, which I'm very excited about. So I mentioned that I finished my Whip Go call for the Patriotic Whip, and I shared that with you as a finish, Home of the Free and the Brave. But now I have fully finished it, so I'd like to share that with you. I popped this in a little tiny frame that I had purchased from one of the vendors at a retreat for just a few dollars. It's not that expensive. And it's just a table stand frame. It's not one that has a back piece on it like an easel. It just stands on the tabletop or leans on the wall. But I went ahead and mounted this on a board, laced it so that it would stay nice and tight, popped it in here, and then I did a point driver to hold it in place. And then I just took a piece of my scrapbooking paper and cut it to fit in colors that I thought would look pretty, especially with these flowers. And so now that's ready. Now I'm not going to take this with me to share at my stitching meetup until the July meeting, because that is when we're supposed to work, bring our patriotic stitches. And so I'm going to wait and take it then, but I wanted to share it with you because I had just fully finished it yesterday, and I wanted to let you see that. So I'm going to go have a great time at the stitching meetup. If I can, I'll get back on here tonight, maybe share with you what I've stitched and tell you a little bit about the meetup. Today is just a stitching day. We don't have any sort of program to do today. We're not required to do that. You know, we just have that every now and then. So everybody that wants to will be stitching on a patriotic stitch today. And since I have finished mine, I won't be. I will be stitching on a couple of other things that I want to get some progress on. One of which is a start that I had put on my start if I can list. And then I went and put it on my bingo game. And it is a buttons and bows kit or something like that. And I already have it in my stitching bag downstairs, so I won't show it to you. But if I get it started today, I'll bring it back in and share that with you. But if I do that, that'll be my bingo stitch for the day. But it will also allow me to check off the box that I did that start that I was hoping to do if I had time, which was one of those extras I had put in my schedule to try to get more of my stash moving along. So that's a good thing. So I mentioned that we might be going to the beach. I don't know if I've told you that or not, but my husband is going to go to an air show at St. Simon's, and so we are going to take Coco with us, and we are going to the beach next week for a few days. But I will be in the car traveling, so I can take all the stitching I want with me, so I can take everything I need to work on. Hey, darling. Guess who's coming to say hello? Hey, Coco. Will you come up so people can see you? Will you come up? No? She curls into my legs and wants me to love on her. That's her hug. But anyway, so I'm excited about that. I've been planning a little bit of menus, and I've been planning what I'm going to take with me for stitching. And I've actually changed my mind 2 or 3 times already on what I'm going to take, because once I have decided on what I'm going to take, I wind up stitching on one of the items, and then I don't need to take it with me because I've just given it a lot of attention, and I could put something else in that spot. So I think that's going to be a moving target for a few days yet. When I get it finalized, I'll share it with you. Hey, good morning. I wish you would come up and let everybody see you. She's not going to do it today. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you have a great weekend. And I hope you get lots of stitching time. Happy stitching, everybody. Well, now you come up after I've cut the camera off, huh? I've snuck around and tried to click the camera on. I hope you're seeing her. Yeah, there you go. You want to know who I'm talking to? Is that the deal? You want to know who I'm talking to? This is one of her favorite things in the world. Getting her ear, under her ear scratched. Good morning, darling. Good morning. You gonna have a good day today? It's gonna rain today. That means it'll be a challenge for us to get in some excursions. Yes, it will. But I tell you what, hopefully we will. We will at some point. Yeah. Let's go check it out. Let's go check it out and see if it's raining. What do you say? You want to check it out and see if it's raining and fix your ear? Okay, let's go check it out. Bye, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It is later on Saturday, the 10th of May, and I wanted to share with you about our stitching day at the library today. So, we had a small group today. We had a rainy day and it's Mother's Day weekend. So between those two events, a lot of our regular folks were either with family or they weren't able to come because they have to travel a long distance and they really didn't want to drive in the rain. And then we had others that were traveling. And so just, different ones not being able to be there. Our group was down to about 17. So it was a smaller group today, but that's okay. We still had a great stitching day. We had some beautiful pieces on the brag table and we had some great door prizes and I think people enjoyed winning those. So I took with me my stitch today for my bingo call. And my bingo call for today was very specific. It was a new start. It was a Button Buddies kit by Alma, Lynne, and it's called Our Nest is Blessed. And that's what it looks like. This is a very old pattern. I'm not even sure when it was published. 1997. That's how old this is. I had this in my kit, in my stash for a very, very long time. So today I took it to the library. I did a little pink heart right here and I started the birdhouse right there. And so I've got a start on it, but that's about it. And but 250 stitches in it today. So that's a decent start, not terrible. And then I spent a lot of my time today just visiting and talking with folks and went to lunch with a lady that I'm getting to know a little bit that I hadn't had a chance to have lunch with before. So that was nice. And then got home and my husband and I had dinner and now I am ready to stitch again. So I get to stitch on whatever I want. I have met my bingo call for the day and I have gone ahead and posted it. So that is a good thing. I was able to take that piece that I did, the Our Home is Blessed, and because the first word starts with the letter O, I went into the 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic and I counted one of my O's for Our Home is Blessed. And so now I have completed 7 of the 12 letters in that acrostic. I have only one left in the Magazine Monthly Challenge group and I have only one left in the Daily 30 group. I have one whip go call remaining and that is Nativity Tiny Town, which will be my new start on Monday. And so I'll hit that one on Monday and get that one taken care of. So tonight my choice is, do I want to pull something that's going to be for one of my acrostics and just stitch on it? Or do I want to put extra stitches in one of the ones I'm pushing to a finish? I'm thinking that what I will probably do is look at something that I would do for an acrostic that's on a roller frame so that I don't have to take another roller frame with me when we go on vacation, because we're going to the beach next week. So I think I'll try to get that done tonight. I'm listening to an audiobook, and it's one of my favorite authors, and so I'm enjoying it. It is a murder mystery, and I'm enjoying that too. So I'll probably put that back on, and I'll get to stitching some more this evening. And I don't know what my husband's got planned. He's got Coco out trying to walk her between raindrops right now. It's been raining off and on all day. When I went to lunch at the stitching meetup today, I walked to a local restaurant with one of the ladies, and we had to put on raincoats and our umbrellas because it was still spitting rain as we went, but we were able to make it. But, you know, we try not to get Coco soaking wet when we just take her for a walk. But right now, it's a light, slow drop or a little tiny light mist, and my husband's hoping he can at least let her get a little energy out, even if he has to bring her back here and blow her dry. We have a little pet dryer out there in the garage that we can use. So I do have a funny story to tell you about Coco really quickly. My friend Donna stopped by to pick me up this morning to go to the stitching meetup. And when she came in and Coco was greeting her, and she was letting Donna love on her a little bit. And then Donna said, "Can I take your mama for a little while?" She said, "I promise I'll bring her back." And Coco just turned around and went and got on her ottoman and just, It was so funny. I guess she realized Donna wasn't coming here for the day. We were going somewhere else. But she let her take me without too much trouble. So anyway, they just came back in from being outside, as you can hear. And so I'll let you get back to stitching, and I'll talk to you later. Happy stitching, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. It's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there, both two-legged mothers and mothers of four-legged children, like our fur babies. I've had a great Mother's Day so far. My husband surprised me with a corsage for church this morning, and my son surprised me by having flowers and a candle delivered and promised to call me later when he gets off work. So I'm excited about that. So today's effort was for my bingo call. I needed to stitch on one of my projects that was a May Monday start. And so far, I've only had one May Monday start. So I got to pull back out my dressmaker's daughter and put some more stitches in it. And I actually wound up stitching 280 stitches in it completely. So now here's what I've done. Notice it fits better on my roller frame because I went ahead and stitched this row across, and then I stitched all across here in a couple of colors until I had more than enough stitches, ran a color off my needle, and then once I knew this was the end of the stitching for the piece, I measured a 3-inch margin and I cut off the little last couple of inches. So that gave me plenty of room to spread this across my roller frame the way that it really should be. And now I can get it nice and tight. I've loosened it now because I'm showing it to you. And when I put them back up, I don't leave them real tight. But this is where I got to. So another 280 stitches got me the tops of the other two areas. And so now when I stitch, I can stitch down each one until I get them all low enough that I can scroll it up. So I've got a good start on it now, a nice start. So that's what I've done this afternoon. My husband and I went to church, and then we went to lunch at one of my favorite restaurants, Carrabba's, and we split some salmon and a salad together and had a lovely, lovely lunch, but too much food. So we brought home half the salad and brought home half of our calamari appetizer. And I'm going to heat that up in the air fryer tonight for my husband to eat on his salad. And I'm going to have some leftover spaghetti that I made this week. And we're just going to hang in and have a nice, quiet dinner and just visit. We may even watch an episode on TV of something that we like to watch. But I've had a lovely Mother's Day, and so I hope you have. My husband took Coco for a long romp in the park today, and on his way out, he texted me and he said, I'm taking Coco all the way out to Don Carter, which is like a 45-minute drive to get there, but she loves the park. And he said, so enjoy your day. So they just got home a few minutes ago, and he said, have you enjoyed your day? And I'm like, yes, I have. I have actually taken the time while they were gone to pull together my clothes to pack for our trip to the beach. We go next week to the beach for a few days so my husband can attend an air show that he really wants to see down in St. Simons, Georgia. And we are taking Coco with us. So I not only had my clothes to pack, so I've pulled all of that together. Haven't thrown it in a suitcase yet, but I have it all out for me to consider and make sure I haven't forgotten anything. And then I went through the cabinets and I started pulling out things like breakfast foods that I could take with me, a box of cereal, package of grits, just little things that I could do to make breakfast for us. So we don't have to buy everything when we get there. And I had crackers and potato chips and things of that nature. And so I've put all that in bags as well. And I have that ready to go so that now all we have to do is go shop for our perishables when we get there. I do plan on cooking about half of our meals while we're there. So we won't have to go and eat every meal, which is very time consuming. But more than that, I don't want to have to leave Coco alone quite so often, she does great there, but I just feel bad leaving her by herself so much. Today's stitching is just to hit a couple of these, hopefully at least one of my prompts for prompt stitching, and then I can move on to other things tomorrow. I have a lunch date tomorrow with several ladies from church. We get together every now and then and have lunch and catch up with one another. And I have a sweet, sweet friend in that group that called me and asked me about my trip and was very enthusiastic about how much fun I had and what all we got to do and wants me to share it with the group. So that'll be part of the conversation tomorrow, and then I'll have the privilege of catching up with what everybody else has been up to while I've been gone. And I think that'll be awesome. It's a great way to wrap it up before I go off for several more days again. But I love catching up with my good friends, and I think that'll be great. In the meantime, I hope you have a great day of stitching. Again, if you're a mom of any kind, to any species, happy Mother's Day, and happy stitching, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. It is Monday. It is May 12th, and I am here to share with you what I've been stitching on this morning. Our bingo call this morning was for an acrostic whip. I had to see how I had written it in there. So for the 12th, our number was number 6, and mine was an acrostic whip. And so I went and pulled out my Santa's Workshop because I have used it in 3 acrostics. So I decided to use it in the Daily 30 group for the letter L for little elf. It's an object in the piece. And then I'm using it for the Y in both the 24 Hours of Cross Stitch Heroic Voyage and the monthly magazine challenge of mahogany. So there's a Y in each of those. And my Y stood for a Yuletide themed piece or Christmas themed piece. So this met 3 different criterias today, which was awesome. So I pulled this out, started working on it, and I've worked on it all morning. And I am thrilled to tell you, I put in 638 stitches in this thing and finished the bottom border. Now, there are some holes in there for beads, but this will hold a button, and that will hold a button, and then there'll be beads across here. So now that completes the bottom border. So I'm going to go ahead now and I can stitch. There's a blue border that goes all the way around, but I think I'm just going to stitch the blue border across and I can take the floral border and start working it up as I go. And then I can do this red and white border that's at like their carpet that they're standing on, or a tile floor. And I'll get those borders next. So that's how I'm doing it. I'm working it from the bottom up, and I'm enjoying it. But I was tickled to death to finish the very first row, the very first border, except for the beads, which I always do last. So great progress this month on Santa's Workshop. Happy, happy, happy. So now that completes the Magazine Monthly acrostic of mahogany. That is completely done. And my 24 hours across stitch now has 2 letters left. One is an R, and I'm going to use Let Love Rain for that. And the other is a V, and I'm going to use Paula Vaughn as the designer for my December quilt for that one. I have 1 remaining letter in the Daily 30 acrostic, which is Floral Arts, and that is an L, and that I'm going to double dip and use Let Love Rain for that. So that means 300 stitches are due in that one. And I may tackle that this afternoon. I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, I'm tickled that I've got this one done and that it hit 3 of my prompts, which is great. But today is Monday, so that means today I have one thing I really have to do, and that is a new start, and that is my Nativity Tiny Town. And I think I'll probably do that next. And I am also have that as my Whip Go call. It's my second Whip Go call of the month. So even though I'm going to start it today, I don't have to put all the stitches in it today. I'm going to take it with me. And so I can finish those 300 stitches sometime in the coming week. And I will have met both of my Whip Go calls when I complete that one. So I think things are rolling along very well. I'm very pleased with that. And now I'm going to go and get ready to meet my friends for lunch. And then I'll finish packing. I got most of my packing done this morning, but I've got a little bit more to pack as far as groceries. And all of that will go in a cooler in the morning, and then we'll head on out of town. So I hope you're having a great morning of stitching, and I hope you got good plans for the week. I know we do, and we're excited about it. Talked to my son yesterday. He called on Mother's Day. He sent me flowers and a gift candle, and just called, and we talked for probably about 30 minutes. It was a nice long call, and we're hoping to get to see him for lunch on Tuesday as we're traveling. So that's the plan. If he can meet us for lunch, that's what we're going to do. So I'll keep you posted as we travel, share my travels with you. I enjoy doing that, and thank you for letting me do that. And then I will talk to you soon. So in the meantime, until I have more to share and show you, happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. This is Tina. It is later on May 12th, much later. It's about 9:30. But today I did get to start my May Monday start. Today's May Monday start was Nativity Tiny Town. And I'm starting this with my friend Donna, my friend Lori, and my friend Dee. I think all 4 of us were going to start this today. I hope everyone else did. But I actually got 510 stitches in here today. I got 2 of the buildings almost completely done. I have to do the windows in that one. But it was a good start. I needed 300 stitches for my Whip Go goal, because this was my Whip Go call for this month. And I got more than that, so that's great. So I'm excited. That is my second May Monday start. And I have completed that successfully, so I'm happy about that. We leave in the morning to go to the beach, so I am taking this with me in case I get to stitch on it some more, which I am, of course, hoping that I get to do. And I'm looking to see where oh, there it is. I have the second part of this nativity pattern called Nativity Frill, and it's the Three Wise Men. And so I am going to insert those three wise men in this. I'm gonna insert them right here. I've made a mark where I'm gonna put them. This is my working copy, and it's a pattern, so I shouldn't show you that. Let me pull this back out. But right here where the little chicken and the tree are, right after the camel, I'm gonna stop that, break it open, and put the three wise men there. And then I can add on this part of it at the end. And mine will just be a longer drum, bigger drum. I understand that they are designing the three shepherds, but I've already decided that if they do, I can just stitch those on a second either drum or flat fold to put with it. I thought about doing that for the three wise men so that I would have a trio of things. But I'm not sure that I'm not sure for sure that they're going to release it, and I'm not sure that I'll stitch it. So, you know, I'll just go ahead and do it the way I want to. And my friend Donna said she might be doing something similar to that too. So I'll have to check with her and see what she has decided for hers. So I'm going to say goodnight. My husband and I have been busily packing. I packed Coco's toys tonight. She didn't see it. I snuck them into the bedroom and put them in a suitcase while she wasn't looking. But we'll put her food and everything, her leashes, her food bowls after she eats breakfast tomorrow. We'll do that. And then we can get all of that in the car, because we'd like to get out of here by 7 in the morning. We are trying to get to our son's town in time for lunch. We'd like to take him to lunch. So that's what we're hoping. Okay, so I'm going to put my extra Q-snap in my case over there that I've got packed up. And I will go ahead and finish packing up my cross stitch for the night, and the next time you see me, I will probably be at St. Simon's. So in the meantime, happy stitching, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. It is Tuesday night. It is May 13th, and we have traveled all day today to get to our little house that we've rented at the beach. We were able to stop by and have lunch with our son on the way down, so that was great fun to get to see him for just a little bit. And we tried a new medication for Coco for traveling, for her severe anxiety in a car. She just stands up the whole time and trembles and pants. And it didn't really help a lot. She stood up the entire trip here, which was probably 7 or 8 hours. She did sit down when we were having lunch with our son. We went through a restaurant and got a to-go plate and went outside. They had a beautiful little picnic area, and we sat outside and ate with her so she could be with us. She was so excited when she saw JT. She was sitting in the front seat of the van. I was in the back stitching. We pulled into the parking lot, and he was waiting outside the restaurant, and he started walking toward us. And the minute she saw him, she got all excited. She was jumping up and down and excited and wanting to get out of the van and love all over him. It just warmed his heart. It warmed mine too. It was great. But anyway, we've decided we're going to try a little different technique on how we give it to her as far as the medication on the way back. See if it helps. Anyway. But when we got here, once her anxiety goes away, then the medication really kicks in and she gets drunk. I mean, she's just, she can't hold her eyes open. It's so funny. So when we got here today, Tommy took her for a nice walk. And when she came back in, she ran into the bedroom and jumped on our bed. That was it. She's like, I'm done. It was funny. She took a nap while we went to dinner and went to the grocery store because I'll be cooking quite a bit this week. And I had to pick up a few things And when by the time we got home, she had her nap and she was awake. So she and Tommy are out for another little walk, and I thought I would just stop in and show you what I stitched today. I did stitch in the car, and I did hit enough stitches to meet my goal for my bingo game. The call today was a whip closest to a finish. And this one doesn't look very close to a finish, but considering the number of stitches I have left in it, compared to the number of stitches I have left in anything else I'm working on, this is actually the whip closest to a finish. So it's Button Buddies by Alma, Lynne, and it's a Busilla kit. It's very old. This is a 1997 piece. And it looks a little dated there, but I'm not going to frame it up like that. So I do have the button. It came with the kit, and it's all here. I don't know how long I've had this. I think I got it possibly off a freebie table at one time. But anyway, this is what I got done today. I finished the little birdhouse, and the three, I had one heart already. I did 2 hearts today. So 250 stitches to finish that up. And the next time I pick this up, I'll do the branch and the leaves and the lettering, and I'll be done. So I very well may pick this up again while I'm here and try to get a finish on it. We'll see, because I have other very lofty goals while I'm here. Some of my bingo calls are going to be for Christmas whips or monthly requirement whips. And so I brought 2 big ones with me. I was in the van, I could bring what I wanted. I brought my floor stand with me. I brought my light on my tripod with me, and so I can see. And I brought my two of my biggest whips that I'm trying to finish with me, so I can get a little more work on them, which will be great. So that's really all the news for today. Tomorrow, Tommy wants to take a run. I'll get up and stitch. I'm gonna make us a light lunch because we're going out to a restaurant called Dorothy's tomorrow night. We have reservations, and I can't wait. I can't wait. It's kind of got an Asian flair to it. But it's a very nice restaurant, and you practically have to have a reservation even in the middle of the week to get in. So I called today, and we could get in tomorrow, so we're going tomorrow night. So I think we're just going to have a nice salad for lunch tomorrow, just a light, maybe chef salad, and that'll be it. Tonight, we tried a new restaurant we'd never been to before, and it's called something burger. What's the name of it? Certified burger. And oh, it was delicious. They have bull peanuts, which is, I understand, an acquired taste if you don't live in the South. But we grew up with bull peanuts and we love them. And they do them with flavors. So every 2 to 3 days, they change their flavor. So they flavor their water. So we just got whatever the flavor of the day was, and it turned out to be a barbecued bull peanut. It was delicious, delicious. And it was happy hour, and so it was half price, which was great. So Tommy and I split an order of those and brought over half of them home. So one night this week, we'll get to have some more bull peanuts, which will be great. And we just split a hamburger there. We had a large lunch with our son. We had gone to one of the cafeterias where you get a meat and vegetables and, meat and 2 kind of thing. And so we had a big lunch. We didn't want a huge dinner. And so we just split a little hamburger and had those boiled peanuts, and it was delicious. And then we went to the grocery store. So it's been a good day. It's been a good traveling day. We had no trouble whatsoever getting down here, and having the added luxury of having lunch with my son was awesome. So I've got pictures. I think we took a couple of pictures today, and I wanted to get a picture of all of us together, and he and Coco and I together, and I did. So I'll pop those in for you so you can see us at lunch, and I think he's looking fabulous. He is now, goodness, 4 years out from his surgery. It's been a few years and he's kept his weight off beautifully. And he was telling us today that he had contacted some of his buddies and asked if they wanted to do a bike ride this past Saturday, and he took them on a 10-mile bike ride. He said they were hurting the next day, and he could feel it too. Hadn't done that in a while. But he said they liked it so much that it might become a Saturday thing, which is great. That'll help keep him in good shape. Well, I'm going to let you get on to what you were doing. We are back at the house that we normally rent, but you'll notice the background looks a little different. They did a little work on this place. They rewired it and put in a brand new front door, and they took out some furniture that was over here in this part of the house and moved the dining room table and chairs into this room, which is probably what it was originally, is what I'm thinking. But it opened up the whole living room. It just looks 3 times as big as it did before. It looked so crowded before. And the only problem that we have with it is that they moved the TV clear across the room and put the couch on this wall. And so it's like a movie theater. It is such a long ways off. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you posted, but it looks good. So we're going to enjoy our trip here, and I hope you are having a great day stitching, and I'll talk to you soon. Until then, happy stitching. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. This is Dina, and this is the 15th of May. It's Thursday, and we are still in St. Simon's. We'll be for the rest of this week. Today is a day of just taking time out to do fun things together. So Tommy has Coco walking this morning. And then this afternoon, we're going to go take in a movie at the local theater, the cinema. I think it's called Accountant 2. We've seen the first one. We thought the second one might be interesting. So we're going to go see that today. And then this evening, Tommy's going to take Coco to the beach. It's a big deal to take her to the beach, as you know, because she runs all in the sand and she digs, and then we have to bring her back and wash her off out front and dry her off and all before we can bring her back in, because we have to get the sand off of her. But I have a funny story to tell you about Coco. When we brought her to the beach, we brought 2 of her favorite tennis balls with her so that we could play with them on the beach with her. And as we were unpacking everything, and we opened her little suitcase when we got here to get her food and her leashes and things like that out, her 2 tennis balls were in there, and she grabbed one and took off with it. So she's had it in her mouth over and over again. So we decided, just to see how well she would do, if she kept dropping it and rolling it under furniture where we have to try to get under the furniture and get it, we would put it away. Well, she's not. She's actually keeping it in her mouth, or she'll lay it on the couch next to her and put her little chin on it. It is so funny. She doesn't get to keep that at home. We play with it only in the basement because she does that. She rolls everything under the furniture, and we have to keep lifting the furniture up to get it. But here she's not doing that. She's just hanging on to it. Maybe it's something from home. I don't know. So yesterday we noticed that the ball was missing. We couldn't find it. And so we looked under everything. We were down on our knees, hands and knees, and leaning over, looking under every chair, every couch, every table. We looked this house over, up and down. We couldn't find it. We looked in my cross-stitch bags because she likes to take a ball and drop it in something. We looked in trash cans. We looked everywhere. Could not find it. So as they were walking, they found on the street a little yellow tennis ball, which wasn't hers, but it was just laying there. And so she picked it up. My husband let her just hold it while she came home with it. So it's outside. So we thought, well, maybe that'll just replace the one she lost, right? So last night, Tommy opened the dishwasher to put some more dishes in. And guess what was in the dishwasher? Sitting in the little holder for the silverware was Coco's orange and green tennis ball. I guess she wanted it cleaned. I don't know. But at some point when that door was open while we were putting dishes in, right before we closed it, she had to just drop that little ball in there and sat around and watched us look for it. So now we're teasing, saying that she's got a new game that she plays, which is I hide the ball, you find it. She hasn't done it again since. She has been hanging on to it pretty hard. I guess she feels like we're not very bright when it comes to finding her stuff. But wasn't that funny? I tell you, when my husband opened that door to the dishwasher and just busted out laughing, I said, what in the world? He said, guess where I just found this tennis ball? I was like, very funny. So life is never dull with Coco, ever. Even at the beach, just sitting in the house, it's not dull. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because I thought it was just the cutest story. But I have been stitching. I was stitching yesterday. I stitched a good portion of the day. My husband and I went out shopping just a little bit, and then we went out later for dinner. It was we tried to go out one nice place and get either a really nice seafood dinner or a nice steak or something to celebrate the whole week. And the rest of the time, we try to eat very frugally. But last night was our splurge, and we went to a restaurant called Dorothy's, and it is delightful. If you're ever in St. Simon's, give it a try. We had a fabulous meal and just thoroughly enjoyed everything we tried. We tried 3 different dishes. They were small plates, and or 2 of them were. And then the final one we had was our main course, and it was delicious. It was probably the best roasted chicken we've ever eaten, but it takes them 6 days to fix it. They brine it for 2 days. They hang it for 2 or 4, and then they smoke it. So they must hang it for 2 and then smoke it for a day, and then they cook it. So it's a 6-day prep cycle, but I'm going to tell you something, it's worth it. That was the moistest, best chicken I've ever had. It was so good, so flavorful, and we halved it. And I actually brought part of mine home because one of our small plates was some Szechuan noodles. And those were extremely spicy and delicious, but I can't eat a whole lot of noodles at one time. They fill me up. So I brought about half of them home, and Tommy and I had eaten the other half as our appetizer. So I brought the rest of my chicken home, and I'm going to put the 2 together and make me a Chinese stir fry when Tommy's at the air show and I'm here by myself. So I have my meals planned, and that's good. So what have I been stitching? Well, I decided to pull out Royal Games 2 because my call was for one of my monthly requirements. And this is one of my monthly requirements. And so once I hit my stitching that was required on it, I just kept going. And I stitched on it till late into the night. Well, I say late. It was probably about 10:30. But I wound up getting 641 stitches in this beautiful thing. Let me share her with you. I've got her bodice of her dress almost complete. It's up almost to the neck now. I've got probably maybe one more color to do in the dress, and then I'm at her neck and skin to going up to her head, which is great. I hate to put her away. But my call for today is for a Christmas whip. And so I am gonna, I think I'm gonna go ahead and work on her some more for now. And then at some point today, I will put her away or put her down for a minute or 2 and go to my Miss Christmas Eve, and I'll put at least 100 stitches in Miss Christmas Eve because that's my Christmas whip that I brought with me. So I'm gonna keep working on her today because I'm on a roll. And I would like to go ahead and see if I can at least get her neck and face done before I put her away. I think that would be great. So if I do get that much done, I'll come back and share it with you. But in the meantime, for you, happy stitching, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Dina. Today is the 16th of May. We are still in St. Simon's and having a grand time. Today we went out for an Italian lunch, and then I fixed a wonderful stir fry with Szechuan noodles. It was fresh vegetables that I sauteed and then added in my leftover Szechuan noodles from our dinner out the other night that I mentioned earlier. It was a great repurposing of leftovers, so it tasted wonderfully well. Coco kept begging, but it was Szechuan, it was hot, she couldn't have it. Anyway, other than that, we have been here a lot today. My husband's been reading quite a bit. He's taken Coco to the beach first this morning, and now he's taken her again this evening, so I'm taking the opportunity to grab a minute to record so that they're not talking or Coco's not trying to jump on my lap or whatever. But for the last 2 days, I have been doing just some very focused stitching on my Royal Games 2. One of my goals coming here was that I wanted to try to finish her face and head if I could. I wanted to get a lot of that done. So I want to share with you what I was able to accomplish, because when my husband gets back with Coco tonight, I think we're going to play some card games or board games and just have an evening together. So I won't be stitching anymore tonight. But in the last 2 days, I have put in 1,229 stitches in this piece. I can't tell you how excited I am to have gotten that much time on this piece. I did have to stop last night and do my stitches for my bingo call because it was for the most recent new start, which this wasn't. So I'll share that with you too. But I wanted to show you my Royal Games 2. This is where she is. All of the regular cross stitch except for 3 stitches are done on the queens. There are beads that go up here, and then right above the beads there's a cross stitch on, let's see, there's one cross stitch at the top. So I very well may just put another bead there or leave it off, because I just think it's just sitting out there in the middle of nowhere. But anyway, all of these white spaces are for beads, and there's a necklace. You can see the black for the necklace that goes in here. There's black back stitching to do lacing on the front of the dress. Her facial features I have not back stitched yet, but as far as the cross stitching, even the cry neck is done. And now the rest of this sepulcher over here is all beads up to here, and then it's cry neck and then beads around it. So I'll have to, when I start beading, I'll have to bead up to the point where I can do the cry neck, and then finish the beading on that one. But basically, the basic cross stitch is complete, which is wonderful. Now, I still have a lot to do because I have to go back and put in the diamond shape here. And this pattern is calling for cry neck. I'm not gonna do it in cry neck. I'm just gonna pick the closest pretty red color that matches as close as possible to the cry neck. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do it in cry neck. And I also have to do the outline of the card all the way around. So we are still looking at the very possibly another month of stitching on this, but the good news is now I can actually see light at the end of the tunnel on this one, and I can hope that if I get enough stitching time, I can finish it next month. And I would love to do that. I would really love to do that. But I think she's looking really good for what I've been able to get done. And 1,229 stitches in the last 2 days. I've really been busy. I've been really working on her. So I'm gonna actually put her away now. I'm not gonna touch her anymore while I'm here at the beach. I'm kind of burnt out on her. And so I'm gonna move on. So last night I mentioned that I had to stop and work on something that was my most recent new start. And that was, for me, this little Button Buddies kit called, the name of the pattern is Our Nest is Blessed. And I had to put 100 stitches in it. I wound up putting more than that. I wound up, let me look back at my notes from yesterday. I wound up putting 109 stitches in it. No, I'm sorry. I wound up putting 218 stitches in it. because I decided to go ahead and do all the lettering at the top where it says north, south, east, or west, no matter where. And then down below this little heart is other lettering. Well, it's below the tree limb and the button. It says our nest is blessed. So now what I have left to do is this branch right here with the leaves on it and the lettering right there, and I'll be finished with it. So it is definitely now my whip closest to a finish without any doubt, but I was really glad to get those 218 stitches in there, and that was counting 2 back stitches for 1 cross stitch. So it would have been double that in half stitches or back stitches, single stitches. So, but I like to count them 2 for 1 so that I can equate it to the same thing as a cross stitch, because you do 2 legs on a cross stitch. So there you go. That was my stitching for last night for yesterday's bingo call. Now, the other numbers that I was given the numbers of what will be called, but not in what order they would be called. But the numbers I have left for the next 3 days will be either a new start that I brought with me that's called Neighborhood Friends. That'll be one of them. A monthly requirement, which for me now is not going to be Royal Games 2 anymore. It'll switch over to my Miss Christmas Eve. And then the other one that I was told would be called while I was here is a gift stitch. And for me, my gift stitch is going to be something that was gifted to me, which is the dog sampler, Ode to a Good Dog. And that's what I'm going to stitch for that one. So I don't know which one of those will be called. That's what's left. So there's a gift stitch. There's another one for most recent new start, so I will get to pull out that one more time. The new start, Neighborhood Friends, and a monthly requirement. I'm thinking that one may have already been done because this is Friday and all I have is Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yeah, I've already done that monthly requirement. So it won't be that anymore. It'll be the new start, a most recent new start, or my gift stitch. That's what's left. So I don't know which one will be for tomorrow, but hopefully I'll get to share it with you. Well, I think that's all the news that I have, and I will let you get on to your next tasking, and I will hopefully have more stitching to share with you tomorrow. In the meantime, happy stitching, everybody. Hi everybody, welcome back. Today is May 18th and it's Sunday, and my husband is off at the air show, and I'm about to get on a virtual call with a friend so that we can stitch and talk together. But before I do, I wanted to share with you just some general stitching that I've been doing. Went ahead and stitched up my stitching for my bingo call, which was a stitch on something that had been a monthly requirement. And I stitched 238, I think it was, stitches on this, and then posted it, and then just kept working on it, because this time my monthly requirement was Miss Christmas Eve. And I want to tell you, I'm almost finished with the stitching. Isn't that lovely? That beautiful bow, ring of bows, is now completely done. All the cross stitching is done. I have beads and water lilies to stitch in some of these little places here, and of course to come back up here and fill that in, which I didn't start doing them at the very beginning. But I have one big sash over here, this one. This one has just been started. I haven't finished it yet, but this one wraps all the way around and back under this dress. It's just a beautiful, lovely sash that goes here. And most of the sash are beads or water lilies, one of those two. So anyway, I have done 614 stitches in this today. And yesterday, while I was working on it, I did 755 stitches on it. So in the last 2 days, that's 1,369 stitches I've put in here. So both of my big projects that I'm trying to push to a finish this year got an extra bit of love while we've been here at the beach, which has been wonderful. But this one, I think you can really tell a difference, and I'm so excited about it. And then so the next time I pick this up to work on it, either at the end of this month or next month when I have to put my stitches in it, I'll finish up the rest of the stitching and I'll start in the water lilies, and then it'll be time for beading. So I've almost gotten these two ready for beading. So my neighbors have just arrived. I'm sorry for the distraction that's probably caused you. But anyway, I'm loving the fact that I got this much stitching in today. So now I have to do my stitching for my bingo. Today's bingo call is number 19, which for me is my most recent new start. And after I got to thinking about that the other day, I realized I had started Tiny Town since I had started the button buddies, and I hadn't thought about that. So I'm gonna pull out my Tiny Town now, and I'm gonna get it ready to start on stitching while I'm talking with my friend. And so I think that will be great. And all I gotta do is get my 100 stitches in that, and then I will have met my bingo requirements for today. But I just wanted to come in and say hello. I took Coco on a nice walk this morning. She scared me and the cat to death as we walked out this morning. She saw the cat right across the street that was headed into our yard. The cat likes to come over here and nap. And she let it know that it was not welcome. So anyway, the cat was all arched up, and the hair was sticking up all over its body. And I said, "Ooh, Coco, that cat's gonna hit you. She'll slap you silly." But she didn't go after the cat. She just barked at her to let her know, lunged and barked at her to let her know this is my space. And the cat hasn't been back over here since. So I think she got the message. But anyway, we had a nice walk this morning, and this afternoon, hopefully we can take her back to the beach. I did get some footage of her at the beach, and so I will be sure and put that at the end of the video for you. In the meantime, I hope you're having a great time stitching, and I know I am. I'm getting so much progress done on these big projects. It's been fabulous. But I'm gonna put them away now, and I'm gonna start working on my Nativity Tiny Town. And I hope to have some more to share with you later on. Happy stitching, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is later on May 18th, and I just wanted to share with you a little more stitching that I got done today. I was able to spend some time today talking with a friend of mine it's a new friend that I made recently at a retreat. So Cavell and I had a phone call today. I don't have Wi-Fi here, so we couldn't see each other, but we could hear each other, and we talked and stitched together for just a little while today. And while we were on the phone, I decided to work on my stitch that was for my bingo call today, which was a most recent new start. And for me, that was Nativity Tiny Town. And today I put in 304 stitches in it. And so I almost finished that building. I think I have one more color to go across the top there. And I did 2 sections of this one and almost an entire building there. So 304 stitches. And now I'm going to put it away for a little bit. and get started on stitching something else possibly. But I just wanted to share that with you, and it was a great afternoon of stitching with my friend, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I don't have any more stitching to share with you right now, so that'll be it for the day. But we have one more full day here at St. Simon's before we head back home, and I am really looking forward to it. And I'll keep you posted on what we get done and what we are doing. Coco.
Don't pay any attention to us.
Coco and Tommy are headed to the beach, so she is ready to go. I will talk to you soon, and in the meantime, happy stitching, everybody. Okay, we're at the beach. Hey, baby. What you find? Did you find up there? Huh? She's been rolling in something. I'm afraid to touch her because I don't know what she's been rolling in. What have you been doing? Huh? Say. What you been doing? What you been doing? You like the beach? Yes. There's Daddy. Let's go see Daddy. Let's go.
This is just worse. I go forward. You put out some water.